Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Curse of Mother Misery. Tonight we're playing the module Curse of Strahd, but it's been changed, it's been transformed, it's been enhanced, and we're playing in the Frostmark RPG system and setting. There's a content warning for tonight of gothic horror, bad language, and perhaps some gore. With me, I have a wonderful cast of players. I got Lady Lear, the half-elven, Megas, played by Julie. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
Then we usually have Weewoo playing Kelvin the Gnome Ranger, but he sadly had to leave the campaign because of scheduling issues. So for right now, I'm NPCing him. But in the future, we are going to see a new person taking the spot. But then we got Nixa the Vistani, the Tiefling Bard, played by Adrian. How you do?
A good evening.
And then we got Sarah Asveda, the Dragonborn Paladin, played by Arinox. Hello!
Hello.
Nice. Let's do this pretty quickly. But what happened last time, gang?
Bunch of murdering.
Bunch of murdering. Yeah.
All
Yep.
the murder.
All the murder.
I hope
burning
you-
of the townsfolk with
Uh-huh.
the moonbeam and the stabbing in the face.
Yes, you faced off against some crazy civilians and some guards inside of the fortress in Vallaki, the Reformation Center is also called.
But thanks to Asveda's presence or intimidation,
Yes.
made them put their arms down. Not their actual
Yes.
arms, but their weapons. And,
Let me just detach my arm real quick.
yeah. We take the bow of the leader called Magnus to use as evidence that we are the best.
Yes. You make a bunch of guards stand down. Also those by the door afterwards. So the door is completely unguarded. But you decide, instead of immediately sneaking over to Vargas, you go instead to...
We go upstairs and
Yes.
we disable the ballistas that
That
are
you
destroying the other townsfolk.
Yes.
But we don't, with yet another demonstration of our godly powers. Asphodel once again takes command of intimidation and is supported by Nyx's
Yeah.
theatrics.
Yeah, it was a guy who was super scared of you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Made him pee his pants and everything.
Yeah.
And they all stood down.
Yes. And then the Wakter people rush into the fortress. You head down. You see the absolute chaos. And then you tell Lady Wakter to...
That we got this, I guess. That we wanted to talk to...
Oh yeah, then she
Wakter.
should go to Vargas immediately.
What are you laughing about? You're just waiting for us. You're just like...
I'm trying to
Setting it up.
lead you. I'm trying to lead
Okay.
you to certain...
I mean, if you want to speed this up, we could just say, like, we spoke to Vargas,
Yes.
like, he was like, nah, and we were like, yaha, you stand down. And then he was like, if we're gonna... I'm gonna die here and I'll kill my wife, and then like he threw his wife to the ground, and the wife was like, "Screw you!" and like stood up
And
and
the wife
shanked him.
killed him.
Yeah, stabbed him right in his kidneys,
Heart.
and like, yeah, she was all like changing demeanor, like she's got this, she's like strong, independent woman, and it was super spooky because like, damn, that's your husband, but I guess you gotta do what you gotta do when you're in a toxic relationship. And then she gave the
Yeah, carry on. Please, this is so funny.
she gave the keyword to Lady Vakta, which is like pretty obvious to say
Yeah.
now everything is all as well. And now we know the keywords too, so that's pretty cool. And so we were like, hey, cool, everything is taken care of. We've dealt with this massive Valaki implosion, which you can scratch off the current quest list. And we were like, okay, so now
Maybe
what do we
not.
do? Because it's it's raining.
It's
We
raining.
could go, yeah. So we were like, maybe. Well, Nix was concerned about people rifling through the old burgomaster's shit.
Yes.
So we were like, well, he wanted to go check that first, whilst Lyria wanted to go check out Richten's.
Richten's? Octavio's wagon?
Yeah, sorry. Well, who we think is Rickton,
Yes.
because he's got all the vampire slaying equipment inside,
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
kind of decided that.
Yeah, okay.
Then she went to do that. She got a little wet whilst we were looking for some books, and then there was like information about the town and records, and it was very boring. No, just kidding. And
Yeah, you do though find records about Wachter family who went back many generations, and curiously enough, Lady Wachter's grandmother, Anastasia, her name was completely
yeah, she
removed
totally
from the records.
slept with the burgomaster to like get her dead
What?
or something.
What?
This is slander. I will have you know.
I mean, how else do you like clear a record?
Uh,
So then Asphodel was like, we need to check up on Victor's old room.
Yes.
In which he found no cats, but
Yes.
a leg. And she was like, hey, where's the other parts of this body? And she was carrying it around until Nyx came up, because there was like a massive noise for some
Yes.
reason. And we're like, hey, why are you carrying a leg? And she was like, I'm just looking for the rest of this body. And Nyx was like, but that's one of the servants. Can't you tell by his shoes?
Yes, and then Asphodel has an epiphany and realizes it is exactly Mate.
Exactly, retractable legs, reattachable legs even. So
Yes.
yes, Mate and Nyx reminded Asphodel that say like this teleportation circle was borked, didn't work, and it was basically a mulcher, just like splitting people apart. And Nyx started to copy it down before Asphodel's decision of destroying the teleportation circle in its totality.
Yes.
After learning from the previous encounter that, you see a teleportation circle, you don't let it be, because vampires escape through it.
And then in the night, I had a bit of a foreshadowing of a group of Vistani that attacks the Western Vallaki Gate and set fire to some houses, and that's where we stopped and where we're going to return to.
We get it, chat.
You got it. Also, hey, chat, everybody just give a little golf clap to Adrian for that. That was very good. Golf clap. Yeah.
Good job, me.
Good job, you.
Yatta.
Yatta, yatta. And let's put on some music, huh? Okay. In the early hours of the night, with heavy rain still splattering against roof and window, Asphodel, Nyx, and Kelvin, Asphodel, Lyria, and Kelvin, you have been spelunking the first floor of the Burgomaster's mansion, or we should say ex-Burgomaster's mansion. You peek your heads into various sitting rooms, storage rooms, and a kitchen, and you find everything you might expect from a household of this influence and affluence. And you also find the signs of preparations just before departing for the festival. In the end, exhaustion takes you, and you all fall asleep in the servants' room that is downstairs, who has 4 beds. Not wanting to particularly fall asleep in Vargas or Lydia's bed or Victor's bed. Kind of want to leave those be, I assume. In the attic, Nyx diligently and curiously copies down Coptic runes and arcane swirls into his book in the dancing light of a single candelabra, only having the rain and his thoughts as companions. Eventually, you too fall asleep over your book as you cannot fight the exhaustion behind your eyes no longer. But Nyx, let me change the music a bit before I continue.
Who's in the room?
And we should also bring in that. You don't know how many hours have passed in your sleep, but you awake on top of a comfortable Vistani rug in the middle of a forest. Startled, you look around, and you recognize the sight of the Swalish woods around you. It is still in the middle of the night. The rain has stopped. It is oddly quiet. You seem to be in a tiny and sad meadow, an uncommon sight in these woods, and the white, swirling mist around you is very, very dense, not allowing you to peer past the line of trees around you. What do you do?
I just look around like I query where I am, and I look at the rug,
Mm-hmm.
and if it's something that I recognize or just it's a generic Vistani rug.
You do
Okay.
remember something like that in the Seer camp. Probably something that you have slept on before in your life.
I stand up and look around, and I shout out, "Hello? Hello? Is anyone out there?" And I listen for a response.
You stand in silence for some time, but then you jump as the silence is broken by a simple Nyx. Your name is called behind you by a female voice.
I spin around and towards the direction of the voice.
Right? In front of you, in the line of the trees, dressed in familiar Vistani attire, is a beautiful red tiefling. Adoring her face is a benevolent smile. She feels oddly familiar to you. My sweet boy. And then, like lightning, something connects in your head as you stare at this woman. This is Madame Eva.
My eyes widen. Thank you. You look great.
Toothy grin. And then she holds out a hand for you. This time you don't see the normal wrinkles and the signs of time that mar her skin. Instead, it's smooth, virile, young. It is time. Come. She still smiles easily at you, happily, excitedly, confidently, motherly, and proudly.
Where are we going?
Somewhere really important.
I chew on my lower lip as I briefly mull it over. Is this underneath her. And I step off the rug towards her.
All right. You take her hand in wonder, the warmth of her skin seeping into yours. Her smile broadens, then she gently tugs you along with her as she turns her torso towards the forest, signaling that she wants to venture in deeper.
I go along with her.
All right. You walk for a few moments in this isolated world of both darkness, branch, and these great white roiling mists around you. Experience a quick flashback to when you looked upon the wall of mist when you entered Barovia many days ago with Illyria, Calvin, and Asphodel in tow. Like then, the mists around you seem alive.
Where is everyone?
Ahead, there. They're waiting for us.
Oh, okay. And I continue walking happily.
Okay. The forest suddenly ends, and the mists relents to reveal a large open window. Brown and wilted grass is underneath your boots, but what instantly steals your attention is the great swirl of a dark storm above. They culminate in the middle of the meadow into a loose head that looks silently down upon the world below it. Its maw is wide open, as dark as the deepest abyss, and trickling down from it is a great river of dark crimson liquid, blood. It falls down and gathers into a great black and twisted font made of iron, standing tall in the middle of the meadow. Several taps are scattered around the stem, trickling out the blood in smaller cascades which forms individual streams, flowing from the meadow into the forest in all directions. And scattered all over this meadow, in between these rivers of blood, all underneath, facing the font and the face above, are Vistani. Eva continues to tug you and walks into the meadow. There's no sign of disturbance on her face or in her demeanor.
But you said they were waiting. Where are we? What am I doing here? Why did you bring me here?
It is where you should be. With your family. We're almost there.
Look around to see if I can catch any faces on the Vistani as I walk past.
Mm-hmm. They were facing away from you earlier. But now, as you walk past them, you do catch some of their faces. You recognize most. And you even spot suddenly Sophia, kneeling just beside the road Madame Eva decided to take up towards the center. She is looking reverently upwards towards the sky. And then what you realize that they all share in common that chills you to the bones when you recognize what it is that they all are weeping tears of blood.
think there's something wrong with them. Is everything okay?
Everything is as it should be. Look at their faces. They're all happy. As you will be very soon too. My dear boy.
I'm scared.
You feel a little bit of a squeeze on your hand. And she says, there is no need to be so. Soon everything will make sense. You will just have to trust me. Don't you trust me, Nyx?
I do, but forgive me. This sight isn't exactly soothing. Take me where you need to take me, Madame Eva. I hope it is far from here.
Soon. And a few steps afterwards, you reach the iron font. It is a massive bowl that is far, far above your head. Here, Eva lets go of your hand and it brings out a beautiful silver goblet adorned in rubies and whirling faces in a mist. She fills the goblet with the liquid from one of the taps without hesitation, turns to you and holds it out to you. Drink, Nyx. Drink deeply. It will comfort you, empower you, warm you. This is your destiny.
I reach out and take the goblet.
Mm-hmm.
Holding it in front of me, I look into the silver chalice to look at the liquid within.
Like the clouds above, the dark crimson liquid within the goblet is gently swirling in the same direction as the clouds above you.
Are you sure?
I am very sure. When I was your age, I had this drink myself. We all did. You
My
will,
turn.
you will feel better once you have consumed it.
Is it?
I don't understand why you don't trust me. Drink.
I drink it.
Oh God. All right. The liquid is thick and unpleasant at first, tasting like blood of salt and iron. But as soon as you down your first mouthful into your stomach, it suddenly changes. Flowing down your gullet is now the sweetest and richest of wines, far, far better than Dragon Crush or Champagne de la Stomp, the best wine you have ever tasted in your whole life. And it fills your stomach with a warmth and bubbling energy. You drink every last drop of it. You cannot simply contain yourself. And when you coax down that final drop of red liquid into your mouth, you feel it intuitively as it happens. Your soul mark lights up in the darkest shades of red. So does your eyes, and then a purple glowing eye appears in your forehead. Madame Eva is beyond herself in happiness. Yes, yes, dear. Everything is as it should be. You are now a proper Vistani. And she embraces you hard. You both sink down to the ground in this embrace, as warmth pools in your stomach and warmth sink into your skin from the contact Madame Eva is giving you. You feel blissfully at peace, safe and included in the embrace of your adoptive mother. Your head instinctively turns towards the sky, towards the benevolent God right there. It is beautiful and magnificent to you now, as your gaze is fixated on the face in the clouds with a reverent expression, just as Sophia. The happiness you feel within causes you to shed tears of blood. And then suddenly you come awake in the Burger's Master's mansion. You have no idea how much time has passed, but what awoke you was the loud pounding on the door downstairs. And you feel very disappointed that the dream is over.
I take a deep breath and wipe the drool off the side of my mouth.
Alright. As you probably take some time to come to, let's go downstairs to Illyria, Calvin, and Asphoda. See how you guys react to being awakened.
Okay.
You guys are inside of here. Bam. And then bam. Yeah, there's a furious pounding on the door.
Oh, that's what she opens one irritated eye before unraveling herself. She kind of like sleeps like on her belly, and she like stands up, kind of wipes the sleep out of her eyes. She just lets out a annoyed huff as she steadily makes her way downstairs.
Oh, you're already downstairs.
Towards the door.
Towards the door. You head towards the door. Lyria, wake up after.
Lyria, Izzle. I don't know if she wakes up after or before Asphoda.
I mean, you do have some military training, but Asphoda is very... I think Asphoda is like a morning person.
But Illyria is... yeah, I mean, she's also gonna have a look, probably stay behind Asphoda, because if Asphoda wants to do this, then Asphoda can do this.
Alright. Calvin kind of grunts and rolls over in the bed and like, 5 more minutes.
We'll get you if fight breaks out or something.
Alright. Okay. Aspida, you head for the door down the hallway. It's a little bit disconcerting to wake up in this place. As you know, you went to bed and you wake up and like, oh shit, wait, right, we own this place now. It's a little bit creepy. And almost stumbling through the door as you open it, because you see Ernst. He's been banging on it furiously. But he steadies himself before he falls over, gives you all like a quick, hasty smile, but it looks more like a twisted frown. Right, that's good. Hello, good morning. I didn't... something has happened. Lady Water want to see you.
She quirks a hairless brow. What exactly happened? What matter?
The western gate have been attacked in the night.
By?
Our assumption is that the Vistani has done it. They have found a corpse.
I see. Well,
Lady Fiona Wachter wants your opinion.
very well then. Suppose we shall go there as soon as we're up and about.
I'll try to wake up Elden.
I've got Nix.
Alright. He nods quickly though. You know, there's quite a lot. There's a crowd, she's already there. Don't make her wait.
Very well, I will drag Nix.
Nix comes down sleepily. There'll be no need for that. I have such a crick in my neck from sleeping on a table.
Ernst waves goodbye, scurries down the road away from you guys.
Oh, what did you want? Why so early?
Apparently there's been an attack at the western gate. They suspect Vistani, and a body's been found.
Really?
Yes. Lady Wachter wants our presence there.
Just quelled and après. Why? Is it still raining?
She looks out the door. Was it raining?
It has stopped raining actually. Now it's just misty and grey.
It's no longer raining, no.
I do not think my shoes could have handled it. But if it means bodies before breakfast, I mean, so be it, I guess.
We could eat along the way.
Or do you have something?
I mean, and she takes out a dragonborn sized day ration.
Yeah. It's big.
And she just looks at him. I can spare a bit for you. You're small.
You keep it. I'm not sure I could stomach such a generous portion. I'll just quickly check in the kitchen to see if there's any apples, I guess. And he's just gonna quickly, nimbly, skip down the corridor.
Alright.
To the kitchen to take a quick look if there's any obvious food. That's I think the kitchen's all the way at the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just is there anything left there? Because you said that there was preparations that were done, any, I don't know, carrots or apples or fruits or.
There's actually a bowl of honey cakes that were left over that was meant for the burgomaster and the wife when they came home after the festivities.
Like muffins, cupcake size, or a large cakes?
It's like muffins, yeah. But it's not sugar that has been used as a sweetener. It's honey.
Okay, yeah, I'll take I'll take a handful, so like I'll take one for each of us. Like
Okay.
put in my pockets,
Alright.
pocket muffins, and I'll take 1/5 one for me right now, and just be like munching on it as I come back
Uh-huh.
down the hallway, eating honey cake.
Okay. Illyria, you have to poke the sleeping bear a bit, but eventually Kelvin agrees with waking up.
Oh, she will kind of like shake him and poke him a little and be
Yeah.
like, "Get up now, or I set the bed on fire."
I will drop mud in your bed if you do so, just so you know. Do not test this gnome.
Sure. Seriously though, you need to get up, and we probably want to grab some food before we go as well. So
Has something happened? I think I have a few rations.
I mean, I guess rations are technically food, but I was thinking more raiding the asshole's kitchen.
Oh, true. There might be perhaps a fruit. I'm used to
So are
having
you coming or not?
Yes, well, of course I am. If Nix is going, I need to be there and keep an eye out of him. Otherwise, he would do something stupid.
You just like see Nyx like walk by the room, just munching cake.
Good morning.
Morning. I assume you raided the kitchen already.
There's honey cake. I guess it's our honey cake now. Here, I got some for you. And you will toss the piece of honey cake to Kelvin and Illyria.
Thanks.
Oh, this is real good.
It's okay. You've made better, Kelvin.
That's very true. Nix, you seem awfully happy this morning.
I had well, it was one of those nights where you sleep terribly, but you dreamt pretty great. So it's like half-half. I'm just, maybe I just needed a break from all the blood. I feel
Blood?
slightly more energized.
Oh. That's good.
Yeah, that's great.
Happy to see it. And a little bit down in the cups.
Hey, when you have nice dreams, it can lift your spirits on waking. It's just I wish someone could get this crick out of my neck.
Are you having
Ye-
pie dreams again?
No, not a high dream. I don't
Are you
think they're high
having-
dreams.
Other dreams.
Other- Whatever do you mean, Lydia?
Illyria just has this like look of like I know what kind of dream you had. Like she just kind of assumes you dreamt something naughty.
Perhaps something about a butt slap. Okay, no? Nobody's gonna comment about that? Okay. Alright.
That's true. Well, I mean, yeah.
Oh, you're right. You slept.
That slap Illyria's butt, yeah, I remember. But it's more for Illyria to react on that than Nick. Like,
I know.
Whatever. He gives a coy, boyish grin and bites down on the honey cake. He said, maybe a corpse or something.
What?
A corpse. Sorry. He swallows the honey cake. It was an attack on the West Gate, apparently. Vistani are to blame, and they want us to take a look-see. Why they would attack a town that is now theoretically in cahoots with them, I do not know. It seems very strange that they would,
Get it?
put someone in power and then burn the town at the same time. It seems.
I mean, didn't they even say they might, if Lady Vakter was in power, then I don't know.
I'm struggling to come to a conclusion myself, Illyria.
Well,
there
we
is a sect of the Vistani that disagreed. We will have to find out when we get there. But
exactly. So let's get going.
I'm just curious why she's asking for us. I mean, sure, we were instrumental in the overthrowing of the Burgomaster, but these sort of tasks, this seems like busy work for them. We're not, you know, the security force of Villaki. Unless you want to be Illyria.
No.
Good choice. Me either. Let's go.
I've had plenty of guard duty in my time, and I'd rather not.
Okay. You head down on the street of Valaki this morning. Hey, let's go just to the mappy map. And what you immediately notice that Valaki is definitely scarred from the day before. There's litter in the street, signs of fighting. People around you are exhausted, sorrowful, and some are even still a bit angry. Everywhere, the decorations of the Festival of the Blazing Sun has been torn down and stumped promptly into the mud. There's a massive crowd that gathers before you as you get closer to the western gate. And you do also see a few plumes of dark smoke.
Morning's off to a good start.
Alright, someone's burning the toast already.
Oh man. Let's hope it doesn't spread.
True. Let's pick up the pace, huh?
Yeah.
Asphodel will take larger strides.
All right. Catching up to you, Ernst breaks away from a house facade that he's just been standing against in his typical cloak. He's watching the crowd, sees you, immediately pushes off, and joins you. That was pretty quick. Thank you.
Well, considering could be Vistani
It seems
after a
like
coup.
matter.
Well, it's for you to tell Lady Wachter. You come to the crowd, which Ernst roughly pushes out of the way, swearing and barking at people as he does, calling them like sheep and bastards. When you clear the tide, you pass through a membrane of Volaki guards keeping unauthorized people away from the area in a great circle. Or half circle. But one look from Ernst and you're through that too. At that point, you take in the destruction in front of you. Around you are about 7 houses who have all burned down. Some Valaki workers carries out a dark corpse burned to a crisp on a stretcher to your right, in time with a wail of sorrow coming somewhere to your left. Beyond the houses stands the gate as a backdrop, which has some blood splatter on it and signs of impact and struggle. There are the guards on top of the gate. Very thick. A thick presence of them. On the road ahead of you stands Lady Wachter with Adrian Arasek and a few guards of Wachters. And in front of her feet are a dozen or so corpses covered in white linen. Let's see, let's bring out Wachter.
Oh, you're typing Julie just about him.
Oh, sorry.
And Adrian as well. Hello. Immediately as she sees you, she mentions with her hand for you to come closer, and she sees a bit relieved that you're here.
Nyx is hesitant to move forward around human bodies. Still kind of unnerved by what happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He timidly looks towards Asphodel.
Illyria will kind of like go towards City Doctor.
Mhm.
So, what happened?
Good morning to you too.
Morning.
I'm sorry for awaking you after such a night. I was also awakened very early this morning to deal with this minor crisis. Well, Lady Lyria, to get to business, the gates, my gates, were attacked by the Vistani. And she nods to one of the guards who leans down and removes the white linen from the face of one of the corpses in front of her. And it is indeed a tiefling face. And you see also a little bit of the upper chest. Besides the blood, the Vistani seems to be dressed in a leather armor.
I look at the face, and is it a Vistani that is familiar, like from the camp nearby? Or is it
There's a
something else?
passing recognition, yes, for you, Nyx, of one of the men who came with Luvash to attack Isaac, who was on top of the roof. And you feel stench of sorrow and anger over seeing this dead Vistani.
I know that you left Isaac to his demise, Lady Vakter, which I'm curious about, given he was meant to provide support, but nevertheless it is what it is. And his interaction with what he did to the daughter of the leader of the Vistani camp nearby did not really go down well. Whether or not that was your choice to give him to the wolves, so to speak, or not, is also of curious note. But have we not already considered that this could just have been an act of unbridled rage, given the fact that Isaac brutally murdered the daughter of this leader, and he was merely seeking revenge somehow?
Perhaps.
Why would they come back to do this?
The thing is, after I said goodbye to you late last evening, I made sure to make contact with the Vistani. Apparently, Argal, with a few more of his Vistani guard, were waiting outside of the western gate for the return of his brother Lubash. And they were waiting there to see what was happening inside of the Volaki town proper. I met him just before bed. I explained the situation to him, and I asked if there were any, sorry for the pun, but bad blood between us. He shook my hand and said there weren't. and I went to bed satisfied.
Did he meet up with Luvash?
Yes, Luvash has already returned, but then together they were waiting to see what was the fate of Valaki.
Were there any witnesses?
Well, several of the guards. And I also had, Nazil with me.
And these same people witnessed the attack?
The attack was witnessed by a few guards who rushed to the scene as the Vistani was leaving. Everyone else of my guards and the civilians who live in this area are all dead. There are quite many casualties where we stand. I need to know that this was an isolated incident, that this was a few dissidents of the Vistani who indeed sought more revenge than they had already been given. And this will not be repeated. I know that you have friendly relations with the Vistani camp. As things stand right now, I do not dare to send any guards or myself to the camp in the case that they would continue being hostile. I
think you might have some wrong assumptions about how welcome we are, but
We can at least take a look.
Good. I do
It's
not
not
know
like
what to
we
give
are-
you in return, but ask it, and you will receive it.
We are intending to take a look at a couple of troubles nearby, but also to head west. A mode of transportation of sorts would be helpful. Something comfortable, something that will allow us to get there in decent time without wrecking our bones.
I mean,
The Valaki people are not known for their traveling, but we
Did
do.
bring our thing? Did we bring our cart? I can't remember.
Yeah,
if we brought our cart.
you.
yeah, we did, but
Okay, sorry.
we could use a horse.
In the Blue Water Inn.
Yeah, exactly. But, we can get an upgrade.
And if it isn't any trouble, ask for
Didn't
the kind
Asphodel
of
upbreak it also?
yeah.
Yes.
But as I was saying, if it isn't any trouble either, she kind of knocks her claw against her very worn and probably crappy looking armor set.
Oh!
An upgrade to this.
Sir Asphodel, I must regrettably inform you, but we have never had a suit of armor of that caliber in this town. Vargas made sure of such. The only thing that I know of is his own personal breastplate, but it would definitely not fit you. But there are a armor smith in Kresk.
Might the breastplate fit me?
Would you be able to wear it, Nix? As in, stand up while wearing it.
Don't know what you're saying, Sir Asphodel. I am more than capable of putting on clothes. How hard could it be?
There's a difference between clothes and armor.
Would you like to wear this armor just to see, Nix?
Your armor that is twice my size? Would you? I'm not exactly sure if I would be wearing this armor. I'd be
I'm
more
pretty
like
sure
camping
that
inside it.
I mean, just the shirt alone, by weight, could equivalent to a breastplate your size.
Sure. I mean, sure. You can do. A bit of a weird place to do it, though. Standing
Shouldn't
next to
we
bodies.
worry about?
Probably not now.
Shouldn't we worry about the current situation?
Of course, if you want to let me try on your armor, Sass, we can play dress up. That's not the problem.
Don't put it that way. And with within a minor shot of irritants, like go back to Lady Voctor.
Uh-huh.
Kresk, you say, and you don't
Right.
happen to know a way into Kresk?
That is true. We were
I-
intending to go there, but don't know.
Can write you a letter that vouches for your honor. And perhaps that could help. But they have, the Kresk people have always been wary of outsiders, and that include Valakians.
True, but as we stand here with Lady Illyria Feathermore, strengthening town trade and relationships might be beneficial. If you can write this recommendation praising Lady Illyria for her involvement in the betterment of Valaki and your personal ambassador to ensure that trade routes are strengthened where both towns can benefit, I'm sure they would listen.
Lady Wachter turns her prodding gaze towards Lady Lyria. To see if you're up to the task.
I guess I can play this role a little longer.
Who you are, Lady Illyria? And like
I
makes
am.
gives like a glance, like we're still keeping up the charade. We're still doing it. Still in the freaking server.
I guess Illyria just kind of looks over to Lady Wachter as like, I'm sure she realized by now, but
I don't think so.
Until said otherwise.
Yeah, just said otherwise.
oh, I mean, Illyria is more like, I will do my best, but as you have probably noticed by now, I am not the most eloquent or noble person, but
Forgive Lady Illyria. She's had a bit of a difficult night after the mass slaughter of the townsfolk yesterday. She's a little out of sorts.
Right, well, all of that sounds good to me. I liked to continue our good relationship with Kresk. And especially so when it comes to trading. I would be willing to draft you a letter of such contents, Lady Lyria.
I would appreciate it.
Right. Then it is the agreed upon. Please, with haste, go to the Valaki camp, ask them what this was all about, and come back with me with any news of the situation that you might have. I want to protect my Valakians.
We better get going.
Oh, yes. we can go right now, I suppose. Time like the present.
Right.
Yes, let's go. And with the way Nick said that,
Mhm.
can Aspida do a little empathy check just to see if something's wrong with him?
All right. Sure. Let's do it.
Okay. Will it be composure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 18.5, 19.
19. All right. Next, Adrian, you can either just tell her or you can make an imposter roll.
In deception?
Deception or persuasion, depending upon if you're, hiding something or if you're being open with it.
And I'm finding it hard to identify that based on what triggered the eyebrow lift from you.
It was the how Nick sounded kind of like he doesn't want to go to the Valaki camp. Like he didn't really sound enthusiastic about it. Like,
Sure.
Yeah, I know
but-
he's kind of gotten like kicked thoroughly through the Valaki
Oh right,
camp.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's kind of open. So I guess it'd be persuasion, but he doesn't want to necessarily, because it's truthful. It's not like he's lying. But at the same time, he doesn't want to come off as being nervous.
Okay. All right. Let us do subterfuge manipulation then.
With cunning, you mean?
I mean, you did use your tongue there, but I can allow cunning as well.
Well, it's just the skill doesn't have subterfuge with manipulation, so I just have to get my manipulation mod. It's fine.
Okay.
3.
It's the most common pairings, but I can say whatever I want.
Sure. Yeah, cool. Because
I can!
Manipulation, subterfuge, you just have to calculate on the fly. I believe it's this number.
Alright.
Yeah, it's almost obvious to a certain extent that Nyx is hesitant to once again return to the Vistani camp, especially with how things were left the last time. Doesn't feel welcome there.
Okay, that kind of affirms like what I sort of thought. She'll say to him, maybe they'll let up a little bit, given you Vash guys the revenge. Maybe.
What can I say? I don't know exactly if what happened yesterday would get me off the hook in any way, or if my banishment is still in effect. After all, I did complete what I set out to complete.
Very much true. Well, I guess we'll find out when we get there.
We will see what happens, and I mean, as far as it stands, it seems at least I am welcome, and
I think you're going to be welcome pretty much everywhere, all the time. Lady
I
Livia.
know. I know.
Okay, well, we will see. But I was thinking, Anya, her store is right here. I just want to check if because she said she was leaving, if she actually left. Since we're passing along the way. Do you mind
Sure.
if we just take a quick look?
Sure, I don't see the harm in it.
Okay, you do so.
You leave Lady Wachter, Adrian, and those line of corpses on the ground, and the crowd watching over the spectacle behind you, where sometimes you hear the soft murmur of either sadness or anger, and From some of the mouths, even revenge is whispered. But you head through the gates and into the forest proper, towards the Vistani camp. But you stop on your way on the road, just a few meters down, where you see Anya's shop, Third Eye Sundries and Poultries. Yes.
Take a look inside.
The door is locked and there's no light coming from within.
I knock on the door.
No answer.
Kelvin?
Right, okay. Gonna go back through the back door, I guess.
Don't get distracted by mushrooms.
Kind of whispers to himself, I don't think there are any more mushrooms. And then...
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah. You hear him leave. Then he kind of in his stealth. You don't hear him anymore when he's out of sight.
I will take a quick look around as I reach into my pocket for my thieves' tools.
Mm-hmm.
And do as nonchalantly as possible, try and pick the lock.
Alright, make me a subterfuge plus dexterity.
That's mushrooms. That's totally mushrooms.
In
mushrooms.
in the same time as you go up and do this, you hear Kelvin shout and scream in pain behind the house.
We're running back there?
Sure. Yeah, we run back there.
Alright, round behind you see a quaint little garden with a mushroom patch that is strangely empty. Wow. And you can see Calvin in a cloud of some black powder as the back door is opened. And he's like lying on the ground and he's coughing violently.
Yeah, what did you do? Did you try and break in or something? What's wrong?
He nods to you. He's kind of disoriented by the powder that's in the air, kind of immobilized.
Are you alright? You just need to walk it off. What? Can I like look him over?
He needs help.
Kind of rolls out of it finally as when the cloud dissipates and he finally gets some air and is like it was something as soon as I opened the door. There was this cloud of this dark stuff.
Ah, you mean a trap?
Yes.
Maybe... Did we break in here before?
I don't believe we broke in, merely just listened, but I guess that is a lesson for you, small one.
Aspada's gonna go by the door where it's all black and musty. She's gonna like take a little sniff. Like what is this black substance? Is it familiar to her?
It's not familiar and it smells horrible. Immediately, like your eyes water as you take in this smell.
She lets out a sharp puff. Very potent. I see. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. You can
No,
go.
go ahead. I was just gonna say it was an alchemy shop, so.
But she's, as Kelvin's recovering, to let crane her neck in, see a peek in this door.
Mm-hmm. And you do see a short hallway that is smock full of crates and sacks. Then there's 2 doors, one leading to the front of the house and one who goes off into another wing.
There are sounds within.
No, you don't hear anything.
Okay. She is. Let's see. Gonna try a primeval awareness for her new favorite enemy, humanoids.
All right. Okay. You
So
start.
many people.
Because I get there's a lot of people in a town. She already knows that, but the ones like for the space of this house, you know.
Yes. You take a minute, and there's no one here.
Okay, then she's going to take a step in, saying to the rest of the party, "There's nobody in here."
Wait, how do you know?
Know how I can do that with undead?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I decided, given the recent events, humanoids can be just as troublesome.
So you can just heal them? You just know where we are? Wait, what do I look like to you? Am I just like a ball of light to you?
No, it's more of a, how should I put it? A stench.
What do I smell like?
She kind of corks a brow, like something weirdly fruity.
Fruity? Yeah, I hope it's fresh fruit.
Yes, you're not of a rotting stench. You're more like a... you know what? I'm not going to say. Because the moment I say,
No,
you might
you
take
have
it...
to say. I need to know which fruit that you think I smell like.
I would rather not. You'll take it the wrong way. I know it.
Is it some weird fruit? Or is it some mundane fruit? Because now I need to know. Because, like, if I'm not some sort of delicious fruit, then I don't know how I feel about this.
Fine. You're like a cluster of obscenely sweet berries that has a membrane so thin I could just squish it with my finger and thumb. Those kinds of fruits.
Didn't have to call out on my membrane, so...
Yes, you have very thin skin.
Oh, Illyria. What does Illyria look like?
As I just, lets out a sigh. Are we here to discuss about me and my smelling capabilities, or are we here to investigate this house?
Oh no,
And then later
I would love to know what you think about me.
Oh,
think about you? No, I thought we were talking about smells. You smell like road dirt.
you're dirt.
Despite his poisoned state, you can hear Kelvin laughing outside.
Is that so?
Yes.
Wait. Is this the road dirt at the point of when rainfall begins and it has that wonderful smell?
No, it is like a forest fire.
Oh,
Burnt.
ha, burn.
So do you want to snoop around the house, or are we going?
Well, this is a herbalist. Could have potions. I myself would like to stock up on potions if she's not around. She said she
Well.
left. Well, more for us if she leaves any, right?
I too had a interesting experience that I feel the ability to do something a little bit more that might be able to help here. But I might need a minute. It's my first time. I think I can try to maybe just like you sniff out humans. Real creepy, by the way. Just saying. I think that maybe I could just take a moment and feel magical aspects or auras nearby.
Well, go ahead.
Okay. But we'll get into the house a little bit more if defining it's empty. Next, we'll just like sit down with his coat, just like
All right.
pushed out like a pianist.
Do you go
You know?
into the like personal space of Anya or into the shop area just in
I
front?
don't think it matters because it lasts 10 minutes, so he just needs to trigger it, I suppose.
Okay,
So he
you
will
can just
he
sit
will
down
go
on the
into
crate.
the no, he's gonna go into the shop area and
Uh-huh.
he's gonna sit on the counter.
Okay. Sit on the counter.
Yeah, just like hop. And he will, in a meditative state, his soul mark will burn slowly and like the embers of a dying fire crackle around the edges of his soul mark tattoo as he ritually casts detect magic.
Cool. Let's see, what range does this bad boy have? 12-meter raiders. Okay. Let me see.
It takes 10 minutes to cast, so ideally, I guess it gives you time to
True.
talk about road dirt. I guess.
Clear your ass for that, Kelvin.
Oh, well, Kelvin's obvious. It's just gonna be mushrooms and mold.
Oh. That's how he likes it. He gets very happy.
Like swamp.
Yeah. Feels like home.
While Nyx is gonna do his thing there on this counter, Aspida is just going to snoop around. Generally, she's not gonna like touch anything, but just gonna look at any like what's on the shelves, what kind of herbs or just she sees just out in the open.
Okay.
If it's familiar to her.
Make me a quick investigation check, please.
All right. Hey, nothing here.
You're a little bit overwhelmed by everything that is in here, but you get still the distinct feeling that maybe she's a bit understocked? Question mark? There's a lot of empty spaces. Illyria? Anything you want to do?
Illyria is probably gonna have a look around, but distinctively at the other side of wherever Aspida is.
Oh, okay. So go into the personal area of Anya.
Yeah.
Yeah. You walk into a pretty cozy space. bed in the corner, a fireplace, a bunch of dried herbs hanging in every corner. There's colorful cloth hanging and like brightening up the space. There's a cabinet and a little bedside table. Make me an investigation.
Right? Sorry, this takes a while. My cat is lying in front of the keyboard.
Atto.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Do
what?
that once in a row.
What? Okay. You're just not seeing it, but you know, there you are, looking
I mean,
around.
Illyria is probably just kind of trying to get away from Asphodel, really.
Sure, so it's more of an excuse rather than... Yeah. Calvin is sitting on the backside porch and just like breathing heavily and like holding his head a little bit. He seems a little bit dizzy. Okay, and then 10 minutes later, your detect magic goes off. First, you don't feel anything in your aura, but then a tiny little globule of faint gray light lights up a few, just like a meter away from you.
First he's like, "Oh, it didn't work. I'm shit." Then it works, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys! I think it worked. I sniffed the air.
What?
In fact, I can smell like Asphod's things."
You sniff the air and then you feel stupid because
That's not how it works at all.
because that's not how
He's
it
never
works.
done this before.
Yeah. It's more like in your mind's eye, you see this little light. It takes you to a specific drawer behind the counter, pretty like far away from like the central area, tucked away, you could say. And within, you open up the drawer, and within is just this single little glass bottle filled with a white liquid, and the label says mother's milk.
You bastard. I found milk, Illyria!
Illyria pokes out from wherever she is and throws something at you.
Holy shit! Can you not?
Oh god!
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
dodge this incoming sack of potatoes. Make me
Whole sack of potatoes?
yeah. Make me a dexterity save throw.
Six potatoes?
A small sack of potatoes.
Dodge! Oh.
Or maybe onions. Okay, yeah. You get slapped in the face by a sack of onions.
I just... Apparently, this is magical.
I'm sorry, I was distracted for a second by my cats murdering each other. You probably heard that.
No.
Yeah, because you threw something at Nick. They clearly weren't happy about it.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Illyria wouldn't have thrown a whole sack of something at it.
Well, now it's happened. Too bad.
Now it's happened, yeah.
God,
Too bad.
okay. And Illyria sort of like pokes her head out. It's like, what is it?
It looks similar to that same milk that I poured in your teacup when you were entertaining the ghost children.
What does she do with that?
That's a good point. But I think this isn't, explicitly, dead children milk. This is just mother's milk. And a quick question to the GM here. Mm-hmm. In Frostmark, can you sip things to determine the qualities of the potion? like you can in other 20-sided dice games.
Yeah, I will allow that. You get like a minor effect from it. But Illyria can also tell you how she felt.
Pretty sure that stuff that made me feel extremely sick. So if you ever want to poison somebody,
Well, is there anyone that you want to poison?
you see Illyria for just a moment glance over to both Asphoda and Kelvin. No, not really.
And that's probably for the best.
How loud does... I'm sorry. How loud does Illyria say that?
I mean, you're basically overhearing this conversation from a little bit from afar.
She didn't say that she wants to poison Asphoda.
Yeah, as for the... or Kelvin. But I mean, if she hears it, she
I
hears
think
it.
she's more serious about one or the other, but I'm not telling you which one. But she more or less looked towards the directions where the both of you are. She didn't say your names.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, that's enough.
That's a glance. It was a glance rather than a sense.
Yeah.
Oh, well, continue.
I'm not entirely sure this is quite my forte, but I don't know. Maybe if you put it on your rapier, it could add some sort of poison damage. I don't know exactly, but here, you have it. You deserve it after the last time. It was not my intention to poison you.
I
I
mean,
promise.
you kind of just had to go along with it like the rest of us.
Sure, but yeah, take it. I want you to have it.
But I don't think I will ever be able to have tea with milk ever again.
I apologize for taking away such pleasantries from you, but
She just kind of like looks at you, gets a little closer, and then just says, I never liked it to begin with.
fair enough. But I don't know if you can use it as something like a coating on your rapier. I mean, it is a funnel. Maybe you can dip the needle, the tip in, just the tip. Into it.
Maybe we can like try and see if we can work out something.
Then take it, because I'm not going to stick anything
Maybe
in
we
there.
can maybe we can like mix it with something too. Maybe some sort of oil
you like.
or
I will leave that up to you, Illyria. How you deal with this milk is totally your choice. Just don't put it in my
thanks.
tea, okay?
I would never.
Empathy check on. You would never. She did her emotional state change to sarcastic?
No, she's very genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
I think right now she probably likes Nyx and Kelvin the most in the party.
Hey, character development.
Woo!
Woo!
Ooh.
Do I get any other hits of magic?
No.
And as this was the first time seeing this gray globule of light that she holds it in her hand, presumably I see other magical items.
Oh yeah. Illyria's armor does indeed light up. So does the Issek's great axe on Asphida's back.
Right. Okay.
I think that's the only magical items you got.
No, that's fair enough. It's just never seen it before.
Sure.
They're different colors for different schools of magic, presumably.
You don't know, but these are all items, so they're kind of without a school, as enchanting.
They could all be enchantment, or they could be abjuration, or.
True. I mean, there's there's a little bit of a blue light on Illyria's armor, together with that gray mingled within it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So basically, it's like a blurry light that just basically lights her up.
Yeah. At the center of the item,
Okay.
like
And
a glare effect, of a camera,
God, like an old Star Trek episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They only use those for like beauty scenes. Anyway,
Hey,
the milk presumably.
We're talking
is
about
like...
Illyria here.
No, I know, but it's like.
I know. That was a tease. That was a tease.
Okay, I get it. Nobody likes Illyria. I get it.
So like the whole enter the pretty woman in the episode kind of thing. It's just a massive blur of light and.
Yeah. Like that scene in Aragon for the elf.
Yeah, exactly. It's slow motion entry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You like swish your hair back and it's all in slow motion. Yeah, you like stretch.
Weird
very
lighting.
Slowly. Yeah, exactly.
They just
There's
appear
like
from
background
nowhere.
bard music playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just zoom in slowly.
Anybody else hear that?
Okay.
The poison's presumably Vismancy.
For Illyria's armor?
No, the mother's milk.
Oh, alchemy is like enchanting, basically without a school. So it has this neutral.
Neutral. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, I didn't expect Anya to be here, if I'm totally honest, but I'm glad she's not. Otherwise, there would be other conversations. Did you find anything that you wish to take? I mean, there's bottles here. I don't know if Kevin, if you want to grab anything, there could be alcohol here. I don't know, but it was mostly about checking if she's not here, and that there was no signs of struggle or, anything untoward.
I'll get wasted later, so we should probably move on.
You hear like Calvin in the distance, like shout back, "I don't want anything to do with what that woman has anymore."
What if we find mushrooms?
There are like alchemy tools here, like
Anything, you hear me?
like this thing here, this mortar and pestle. Is it possible to take that?
Yeah, you can take that mortar and pestle if you want
And
to.
like,
There you go.
meantime, Illyria's gonna go and comfort Kelvin.
Yeah, okay. I'll yoink the mortar and pestle.
Alright, added to your character sheet probably like... I mean, it's copper, so let's say half of a kilo considering the weight of the pestle.
Sure. I will. I don't have enough space in my list, but I will add it in there and increase.
Illyria, you can see Kelvin like eating mushrooms to himself to like when you eat ice cream because you feel pity over yourself. Yeah,
it's
that's that, but
like,
mushrooms. Buckets full.
Illyria
Having from
just
his pockets.
like, sits down like next to him, like pats him on the back a little. It's okay. Gonna be alright.
That was vile. Reminds me of the swamp. When you went too far deep in and one of those bubbles explode. Oh, you're gonna have a coughing fit for years.
It's okay. You're okay now.
All right. Calvin slowly but surely gets better with his mushrooms. All right. Do you feel happy in this area? Something else you want to do?
No, that's fine. Unless Asphodel does.
No, she's good.
All right.
Okay, let's go to the camp.
All right. Okay. Lep. Let's go to the map. I guess here. A good place to be must be as we travel. Okay. Do you talk about anything specific for the 30-minute walk? 45-minute walk?
Next we'll walk up aside Illyria and say, are you okay?
I'm fine. What about you?
Oh, just same old things. I can't help but notice that seems to be a little bit of a prickly situation between you and Asphodel.
Does it matter?
Well, your relationship is your own. You're both from the Protectorate, but as far as I recall, you didn't really know each other. Yet, I think if we are going to all be on the same page, hating each other isn't going to help that.
Don't.
Ben, what's going on?
Do I know what her problem with me is?
You don't know?
Obviously, she has a problem with me, but
And you don't care to find out what that is?
no. Why would I?
I don't know. I just
Probably
thought you were
gonna-
friends.
Probably gonna end in one of her speeches because she's oh so high and mighty.
Can Nyx roll an empathy check here to determine
Yeah.
the emotional state of Illyria?
Sure.
Are you really bitter, and are you are you really upset?
You
Do
can
I
decide.
roll against that?
You can decide to do so, or you can just tell him.
Illyria seems annoyed more than anything that she feels like Asphoda perceives her as lesser, is what you get from that.
I'm curious if you remember what happened when this whole change of heart came about, because you seem to be so close when I first brought you into the mists. I hope this is not my doing.
Some time ago, just seems to have a problem with every decision and every move I make.
Okay. Do you think that you've done mistakes? Made mistakes?
I mean, more than enough, but being a scary dragonborn won't solve all problems that we encounter, and I'm not as incompetent as she thinks I am.
What makes you think that she thinks you're incompetent?
Well, there has to be a reason why she always feels the need to step up.
Maybe she just wants to protect you.
I doubt it.
Why do you laugh? I want to protect you.
I try not to let you die too.
Yeah, I mean that too, but
That's probably as affectionate as you'll get from Illyria.
fine, I get it. You are locked up. Maybe the protector doesn't enforce such emotional compromise. I guess in the Vistani camp things are a little more fluid than that. If you have a beef, you say your beef, and then the beef is resolved, and then you have a drink and you dance, and then everyone is happy, and we go along with our lives. But if it's different in the protectorate, then it's something that I guess I have to get familiar with. It is a little awkward, if I'm honest. I think that you and Asfada should, either fight each other and get it out of your system, or get drunk together and get it out of your system, or I don't know, just kiss and make up. I don't care what you do, but as long as I can watch.
I'm not. And I guess Illyria is kind of like thinks for a while, and then if like Ix is still around and sort of like out of earshot from Asfada.
Yeah, he's just like walking there.
She's just gonna be like, it's just that I think whatever her problem is with me, she's probably right about it.
That's an interesting kind of change of heart. I'm sure Asuda has a reason. She isn't someone that really strikes me as someone who jumps to conclusions very quickly. It's more evidence and then crush the evidence. So I think she is smart and calm enough to hear you out. If you are scared of her not hearing you, I don't think that is Asfada's character at all. I told her a secret once, and she was very sweet.
I don't know. There's no reason to bring it up, I guess.
Well, I can only draw on my experience, and it was eating me up inside. The knowing of something and acting differently because of it, and not being able to be myself. And I was so frustrated with not being able to say anything. Tied up in knots. And I was so afraid to confide in someone. That they wouldn't understand that what I needed to say actually meant a lot to me to say. And to be that vulnerable with someone is difficult.
Well, I'm glad Asfada could be that person.
Well, I'm not saying that she can't be that for you too. And
I don't want her to be.
Oh? Okay. As you like. Well, if you do need to talk, I'm here, of course. But I still think you should fight it out. Just, might feel good.
I think we should all just get out of here.
I'm trying, Illyria.
I know, so fighting between us won't do anything.
Between you and I, where we're going here, to the Vistani camp, I am nervous. I do not think my presence here is actually going to help very much. In fact, it might even make things worse. Whereas you have this uncanny relationship with the Lord of these lands to get anywhere that you want to get, with very little resistance.
I hate
I hate it too.
But
However,
it comes in handy for situations like this.
I just have one word of caution. It's very easy to embrace a gift from such a person. But you are your own person too. You are strong and you have survived this far in the land of Barovia. Not many people tend to, keep their wits about them for too long. They do that or they become an alcoholic, and I don't see you drinking, so good job.
You have seen me drinking on several occasions.
Yes, but you're not drinking in the morning, which is a totally different kind of drinking.
Mostly because we get woken up before I have a chance to.
Oh. Well, I'm... At least it's not raining, right?
But I appreciate it.
Okay. And I have faith in you, Lydia. I'm sure what you're going to do for us, for the land of Barovia, you may feel like you make mistakes, but it's change. And any sort of change here in Barovia is going to be for the better.
Probably the only one who thinks so. Is she?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I think a lot of people think that. They just don't say it. So, have heart. And continue walking.
Yeah.
All right. Asfada, you're just happy with the silence, letting them talk amongst each other in the front?
Yeah, she's more content. Not happy, just content.
Okay,
with
okay.
it.
Fair.
Yeah, she's just content with this walk. Finally, getting out of that stuffy city.
Mm-hmm.
Breath of fresh air.
Road dirt. Mm-mm.
The muddy rain after the storm.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Breathing in the forest. Alright, time passes. You close in on the camp. However.
There is no camp, is there?
Oh, okay.
I have a stone drops down in all of your stomachs far before you see the camp. A thick plume of dark smoke can be seen above the trees in the direction of the camp. You hope the smoke is not situated where you think it is, nor that the smoke means what you think it means, but such thoughts only seek to fruitlessly protect your weary minds from the truth, for which your hearts can tell immediately. And with that, we're gonna go to a break. Woo!
I need to get my pudding.
Go get your pudding.
Get your egg.
Go get your pudding. Or your egg. I don't know. Okay, so let's do some stretches. Let's refill our glasses with the water. So let's empty our bladders and come back refreshed.
I saw you exploding laughter. Damn you, Bexxy.
But it's just the comment of just let me watch that just broke me.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Let me watch.
It was perfect. What do you think of the dream sequence?
Oh man. Oh my god. It was very symbolic. The choices to make to feel, at one side that okay, this is familiar and he's surrounded by people he knows and like this is his destiny, but at the same time this is freaking spoopy. And I was trying to think in a very rapid way.
Which decision Nix would take?
Well, if Nix knew that was Madame Eva,
Uh-huh.
and that is basically all his family is, and without any doubt, I mean, like he was brought up, by Madame Eva. So it's a question of would Nix question Madame Eva, and when she questioned him, questioning her, he took that as there is no reason why Madame Eva would wish him ill.
Yeah.
Unless it wasn't Madame Eva.
Yes, I know, but Nix is not the smartest cookie.
I know. That's why.
So I'm not playing a wizard here, that to like deduce.
I know. That's why I was like,
No, but it's perfect. It's perfect this way.
Being Madame Eva is just so evil.
Oh yeah. I mean, it could be anything. I know what's happened because Bexxy sent me. Which Bexxy, by the way, the text that you sent me does not make any sense grammatically speaking. Can you take a look at it and edit it, because it's very confusing as to who, what, and like.
Okay.
Yeah, just take a look at it and try and clear it up.
Okay.
Sorry. No worries, because I was like, wait, so what happens? Is it to me? Is it to them? Is it? I don't know.
Okay.
And the symbology of the flowing blood and everyone crying tears of blood, to reject or accept, to define his destiny based in a dream. It's a difficult decision to make.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
But even I just had to like really have a racing thoughts in terms of where he comes from, what kind of person he is. He's a little bit gullible. He's a little bit like taken by promises from people that are supposedly trusted by him. That's why he trusted Stroud when he was charmed.
Yeah.
So just be consistent with him. So
start eye fucking people.
Yeah. Soon.
It was really enjoyable. It's great doing it with you.
Nah, I fuck Stroud. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get some water.
Yeah. Do it. Thank you. Thank you, Suku.
I can't wait for that whole thing with Asphodel and Illyria to just explode.
Yeah. Me too. It'll be fun to watch. The overlay they have on Thursdays, I think is even more impressive than this one. This was my first one. Silent! Welcome!
Hi, Silent!
Welcome. We're just currently on break, waiting for everybody to return. Aspida, have you returned? Oh, Aeronox, fuck. I'm sorry. Okay. No Aeronox yet. God, I have way too many A's now. I have Adrian, Aeronox, Aspida, Aspen, Aaron, and Acheron are all people or characters. And it's dicey sometimes. Dicey. I hope you guys as well enjoyed that dream sequence. It was Very fun to write.
You do love your like dream and vision sequences.
I do. Yeah, that's true. I do.
I mean, they can be very fun.
Mm. I just get to change the environment and do whatever I want, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I'm never as like paired as you, but I remember when for my Wednesday party I did like they all had like nightmares about their biggest fears, and it was so much fun.
Ooh, cool. Also, a fantastic pun from Zuko in the shed. You can call it.
You know what?
I'm here.
Welcome back.
I got inspiration in the Saturday game I play in
Welcome back, Nick.
for making a bear pun. And it is the second time in that campaign that I got inspiration for making a bear pun.
Oh no.
Because the druid was transforming into a bear,
Can you,
but we couldn't be broken.
I
So
guess
I said he is an invisibear.
so many puns so you can't bear it.
It's unbearable.
Yeah. Okay.
I can barely take this.
Anyway.
What I'm trying to say is I'm not a good enough player to ever get inspiration for my play, so I just make bad puns and hope for the best.
I mean,
Anyway,
it's a bare necessity. Oh god. Okay, let's carry on. Let's go back to the game. You have just seen the smoke coming from the direction of the Vistani camp. Do you just silently quicken your steps? Or there's like a...
well, the Vistani also burn fires and stuff, but is this
Sure.
like more like a lot of
Yeah, it's heavy smoke.
smoke? Heavy smoke? I guess quicken a step, right?
Yeah, we
Oh yeah.
Alright. You round a corner in the foliage of the trees, and the camp comes into view for you.
No, please.
Oh shit.
Several wagons has been pushed down the hill, some scarred by burns, horses temporarily relocated and stationed by the trees to your right, a bit further away, and strewn around the hill are several dead bodies of tieflings. Male, female, old, young. Bloodied and sundered, sunburnt. Around many of these bodies are armored Vistani, safe and sound, but also civilian Vistani, some frazzled, others hurt. They kneel, lean over, and stare down at their fallen family with heart-rending cries in their throats and tears in their eyes. Next, directly to your left, a broken tent sits with a distinct smell of herbs coming from it. A beige hand sticks out of it, splattered with blood. As for the lying alone a bit up the hill is the half-burnt body of Pity, staring glassy-eyed up onto the smoky skies with a surprised look on his face. Something terrible has happened here.
No, really?
From
Oh,
From one of the grieving groups, Aragorn noticed your approach, breaks free, and hesitantly makes his way over to you with eyes dark as the deepest abyss. Clutching in his hand is a blue mantle of a Valaki guard. But he's walking towards you, so you got a few seconds.
As for the fuck this guy, she going to pity. She going to pity.
Alright. Pity currently just lies alone. Basically, half of his body has been licked by open flames. The other part of it is more undamaged, but he is very much dead.
Ooh, he did. Alright. You know, before she, makes that realization, she just instinctively checks his pulse, finds that there is none, and takes a good look at his surprised expression before, with a giant claw, closes those eyes.
Mhm.
Before, she kind of like takes a look around. But for something like nicer, not laid off to the side, like he's just been tossed away.
No, he's been gently put down, but he doesn't have anybody around him warning him.
Okay. Well, in that case, she'll just sit by the body, just waiting for something to happen. That way, at least other people can see that at least one person mourns for pity.
All right, Ilaria, Nyx, you see Asphodel walk off towards Pity.
I survey the carnage with a surprised look on my face, just taking in the devastation before Aragorn gets to us. Does it look like does it look like there was a series of battles, or does it look like there was actual combat that happened here, or is it just like a massive explosion that just like blew people away from like a epicenter, or is it just things are burning?
There's people who have light burn wounds who are, up and moving and not down on the ground, cold dead. But there's also on the bodies and on those who have survived blood from different kind of wounds. So there seems to have been some kind of attack indeed, and then some kind of fire explosion.
Illyria?
I mean, Illyria is kind of like sort of closing the distance somewhat, getting too far away from Nyx and just kind of waiting for Argyle to get to us.
You and basically just you, because Calvin stays with Nyx, and Nyx, you can feel Calvin's hand take hold of your pant leg, trying to comfort you in some way. Here you walk down the road a little bit, meeting Aragorn halfway. Aragorn throws the mantle at your feet, in between the two of you. Did you know about this?
I did not. I'm sorry.
What are you talking about? What the hell happened here?
He raises his voice a little bit so, Nyx a few paces behind can hear him. Our family was attacked by Valaki. One lone guard of them did all of this. The losses are immeasurable.
Did you...
They knew when to strike. when we were all gone, standing in resoluteness and alliance with Lady Wachter. They came here when we were defenseless. So many children. So many. Kind of breaks down a little bit, crying.
I'm so sorry.
Nix looks at him as he breaks down and almost has a blank look on his face. He doesn't look down at him with pity or sympathy. He just stares at him. And you thought everything would be fine dealing with the devil.
The devil hasn't done this.
Why would he?
The devil didn't protect you either.
Barovians did this.
You're
And
one we know
we
what
will have our revenge.
you can shut your fucking face right now, Aragon.
What is wrong with you?
Nix?
We know, Illyria, we know what kind of people live in Villaki. We know what their skills are. They barely even carry weapons themselves. They have literally no training. And yet they think that some one person can come up here and devastate an entire Vistani camp?
That is why I think we need to get to the bottom of this.
That's why I'm telling Aragon to shut his fucking face.
Then
because-
who was it?
Listen, you threw me out of your camp. You seem so high and mighty with your plans. And yet, I have held up every end up of my... I've held up every end of my bargain.
Nix, this won't help the situation right now.
Doesn't matter.
Our people are like dead on the ground, Nix. And you want to talk about who was right?
No, I don't want to know who's right. I want to show you that it's a mistake, and everyone can make mistakes, even me. And he kneels down to Aragal as he's, crying on the ground and says, Vistani are Vistani. We do what we can for our people, but you cannot deal with such devilry and expect everything to go right for you. It's the easy way out. That is not what the Vistani do. We are proud people. Get up. We'll resolve this. Find out actually what happened, but
For
jumping to
what?
conclusions and asking for revenge right here, right now, Algar, with no shred of proof. Other than this cloak, which can easily be planted here. When we've just come from Villaki,
They saw,
and they say that you burned everything there.
they saw him too. And I could
You saw
not stop
who?
them.
Do
What did you
you
see?
remember?
The
any-
survivors saw the guard from Valaki rend through our people.
Then I think we have to have a conversation with the survivors.
You can try.
We will
But-
do our best to find out what happened.
For what it's worth, there are so few of us now. I don't care that you infuriate me, Nix. You're welcome back. We need all our family right now. And our revenge is already set in motion. We will have it soon. Mark my words.
Your revenge?
What have you done, Erica?
Our friend is giving us justice.
Your friend?
You know who. And he takes up the cloak
What
from
is
the
he
ground
going to do?
and without another word goes up to another torn Vistani child and tries to comfort some weeping tiefling parents.
You mean Holtz? Did you mean Strahd?
He's
Same
already gone.
thing, isn't it?
It is. I think we should still stick to the plan, whatever he says. There's not much we can do in both places at the same time. Let's find out what actually happened here, because I have a half a mind to think that Strahd himself actually came in here and decimated all of the Vistani, just for his own kicks.
Even if he did, I don't think it's just for kicks.
No, of course, it's the despair and depression and anguish that he's causing these people, which is just his desert. We know that the lucky people do not have the training or capability of doing this. They could barely hold us back, and the moment that Asphodel challenged them, they just immediately gave up. Why would someone just come in here and slaughter women and children?
I mean, of course, but it doesn't make sense. Aren't they loyal to him?
It doesn't matter to Strahd. He was wanting to kill Sophia just for me telling you that he was Holtz. He doesn't care about the lives of the Vistani. He never has. They are his puppets. All he cares about is inflicting emotional damage as much as possible.
I mean, that is true, but as far as I'm aware, the Vistani have always had some sort of protection from him, didn't they? In exchange for service. They're useful to him, aren't they?
Just as useful as a horse is to a person. Yes, they follow him. Yes, they are his servants. Generally speaking. With some exceptions, Madam Eva, perhaps. But that doesn't mean it's a right decision. It's just what they've been bred to do.
I mean, definitely.
Logically, Nyx, you're saying these words, but in your heart you doubt. Perhaps Stradwan Sarovich is not as bad as you think he is.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I knew it.
On the other hand, though, we did have a certain Burgomaster's son escape.
And we know that there's something else involved with this whole Reformation thing, too. We still haven't figured that one out.
True. And it could be a question of merely someone doesn't like the Vistani and Vallaki getting along.
Don't get me wrong. I think he's a monster, but I just don't see how this would benefit him.
Victor or Strahd?
Both, but I meant the bloodsucker.
Maybe you're right. maybe I'm jumping to conclusions too. Let's take a look at what actually happened here. But I am not exactly on the side that hey, a person from Velaki could do this. I'm not immediately jumping there.
I mean, if you ask me, somebody's trying to play both sides here, but I don't know why or who. Like, somebody wants this war to happen.
Nix picks up the cloth that was thrown at his feet.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's a slightly blue cloak with, I mean, you know, identical to that.
That's like the standard issue cloak.
Mm-hmm. That the guards wear.
Let's look around. Asfada, are you okay?
Oh, he was nearby. Okay. She just looks up. She doesn't like look. What's it? As you would say, like crying or upset. Just sitting by. For pity. And looks up at Nix and say, "Yeah, I'm fine."
We're going to take a look around. Join when you can, okay?
No, I think I'm done here. And she's just going to pick up the body and kind of rest it against a building or a structure that looks stable. It's not like it's about to fall over anytime soon.
Well, you can probably use the backside of these huts, you know, the elven huts.
Yeah, she'll prop him up against one of them before joining the rest of the party.
Yeah. As you do, you take in a few wood elves who stand to the side, watches you, do not say anything, and they don't seem to be hurt, or do they seem to be helping?
Okay. Yeah, she just gives a poor old pity pat on the non-burnt shoulder. Goes back up.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. As you walk around and take in the state of the camp, it's a little bit hard to be in the shadow of the plume of smoke as the air gets very heavy and it's hard to breathe. Still a little bit hot. There's still a little bit of a fire going on in the middle of it, so a bit uncomfortable. The wagons themselves seems to have gotten some minor scrapes. There's, an errant blood splatter here and there. There are some who are still up there in the middle, being burnt. Walk around the hill a little bit, and what becomes pretty obvious on the other side is disturbed earth and stone that kind of reaches up to create some kind of fist that has pieces of the fingers and parts of the palm has already fallen as it deteriorates from used gravity, but there's dark crimson liquid that falls from it. It's a very strange sight.
So like it could have been created using a spell.
Either somebody spent a lot of time moving Earth up into this shape, or it was done instantaneously through a spell.
Might Nix know what spell might have caused such a thing to occur?
Make me do a call check with intelligence.
A 19.
A
You
19.
just had a dream
Woo!
about bloody.
True. Probably something from the transmutation school. Probably some kind of spell that is a bit more complicated than mold earth.
Mm-hmm.
But you never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Does it look at any resemblance, if I can recall, the vision in the dream I've had?
I mean,
Similarities?
something bloody that sticks up out of the earth with a bit of a palm. Yeah, there's some similarities there.
Look around for Luvash. Is he here?
Yeah, as you forge the area, you do see Luvash a little bit to the side, who is just sitting by one of the victims in the grass, not saying anything, but like a hollow expression on his face.
Does someone want to say something? Because I think I interrupted someone.
Did someone want to say something?
I mean, I didn't. I did say anything. So.
Alright.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought I heard someone.
Make me also a perception intelligence for everybody who takes a look around.
Okay.
Take a look at him.
Damn.
I hate this.
Well, actually, Nyx was high enough. In the grass, as you walk around the hill, you do see a darkened spot where all of the grass have disappeared. They have wilted and burned, and there's just like a black scorched circle on the ground.
I pointed out, so that look odd to anyone?
It does.
You mean to be here? If Argal was saying that one person came with a blade, because the lucky people don't know magic. All is well.
So, question.
Mm-hmm.
Did Nyx relay that, wait. Did Nyx cast Detect Magic or no?
Not yet, but he's thinking about it for sure. But
Yeah.
it's also a question of, first things first. Is there anything we can see before jumping to magic? But if you tell him,
Okay, gotcha. Asphodel looks at it and says, "Don't believe a guard can do something like this. It's just out of the question in the first place."
who do we know that can cast spells?
Well, the only person that I know that casts spells and would have and has recently left Milwaukee would be that boy. But motive-wise, on the fence about that.
I don't see how we would do anything that doesn't benefit his own survival or entertainment, which at this point Slaughter might be part of that, but he really doesn't seem like there has to be more powerful people or entities around Barovia, right?
And again, his so-called mother did call Valaki an experiment.
Exactly.
Who knows? Maybe it's all a part of hers, or it really is just his entertainment. If he didn't like Valaki to begin with, why not leave it in shambles?
Well, we don't know exactly, but there was this mention of it within his journal, this entity that was basically telling him what to do, right? The shadow or
The other?
the other. Forget. Let me look at these notes. 1 second. Yeah, there. He references the other, and one might assume, based on his writings, that she was telling him to stay away, and he went too far when he was playing with the girl's mind, and how that was hypocritical, and that she removed his access to the book. So, one might assume that that person or entity, whatever this other is, would have powers as well. But I don't know the motivation for this, from this other, but unless there was something to lose from the Velaki people overthrowing the Burgermaster. But a possible motive is that Victor was trying to unstable the agreement that Lady Vakta had with the Vistani, and if they were not there to help, there's a chance that they could have lost, and the Burgermaster would have remained in power.
We haven't found anybody or anything else down there, have we?
Down where?
The Reformation Center. Didn't Lady Victor mention something about some weird relation to the other in that regard as well?
We didn't exactly take a solid, firm look around the Reformation Center in the basement. It was dark.
I mean, we couldn't, to be exact, but...
True. But that is something that we could investigate. However, we did pretty much send Lady Vakta down there straight away. But my suspicions right now are a person that we know can cast spells, who has a possible motive to make the relationship of the Velaki people and Vistani even more sensitive, has access to a cloak from a god in Velaki to plant. But again, without any evidence, this is just circumspect. Let's see if we can ask one of these survivors if they can identify like size of the person that came in.
We can certainly try.
Anyone want to volunteer to cross-reference a traumatic Vistani? No? Just me?
I can do that. Asphodel is going to look around for such a Vistani that isn't like currently weeping obscenely.
Ugly crying.
Yeah, who one that isn't ugly crying.
Fair. Yeah. Make me a persuasion with presence, if like how you... They're a little bit wary of outsiders right now.
Can I try and do like an empathy composure to see which one of these poor sods are more open, more like trying to get to the bottom of it?
Fair. I mean, then we can do the persuasion with advantage.
Okay, persuasion. Okay. So persuasion advantage or empathy?
Empathy composure first to see if you find the right person. No worries.
All right. 13. Damn.
13. But no, you do find a person who seems a little bit, put together. One of the older Vistani here who have seen some shit in their life, I guess. Okay, let's roll that persuasion presence with advantage.
Okay, persuasion at advantage. Hey, 22.
Whoa! Wow. Okay.
Net 20.
All right. So you wanted to know
traumatic people.
the build of the person. Very tall. They describe between 1.9 to 2 meters. And quite athletic in the build. They weren't burly, but they weren't skinny either. But they wore a helmet that obscured their face. But they looked male in gender. And they wore the Volaki Guard uniform, wielding a hand axe, a strange looking crossbow, and a short sword and a rapier. They were very, very armored. Also had strange compartments with things in them.
Does this bring to mind some, with that sort of gear, some of this more of the roguish archetype instead of a soldier, like a soldier or a guardsman? Like that many compartments, wielding that many things.
Yeah, I'm just gonna... And the last thing was that they saw and cast a spell where from out of their hands a green liquid arrow came out, for which when it impacted it sizzled and it burnt. As for who it can remind you of,
yeah, I think I know. Who that reminds me of.
roll me intelligence check for this, because it's not entirely obvious.
Yeah, it's more of like a hunch. She's not like she's just gonna take a wild guess, just like a good hunch. But sure. Intelligence what?
Just a straight intelligence.
Oh,
Or cunning, actually, cunning, a straight cunning.
Okay.
Deduce that.
What are you, Cunning?
Seriously,
Where
God.
are you? I know it's there.
It's right in the middle of the knives.
I
Middle
thought it was a skill.
No,
Not the
it's-
stat. Okay,
Oh.
I gotcha.
No, no worries.
I do have something in mind, but it might be
Roll.
completely stupid.
10. Yeah, no, but that's enough. Esmeralda walked around with a hand axe, a short sword, and had spells. And strange compartments filled with stuff.
As the realization hit her, kind of square in the face.
Mhm.
As a possibility, she just kind of looks at the has a expression of damn kind of written on her face, like she doesn't want to believe it, but it is a possibility she hates to think about. But she'll certainly thank the man for for recalling the events, though painful.
He nods, thanks you. Sister, you've been good to the Vistani.
When she looked around this burnt place, did she notice that can she notice or assume their food could also have gone kaput?
Yeah, probably. I mean, some of the wagons are burned, so people's stuff in their storage, some of it has disappeared indeed.
Gotcha. She'll remove actually three dragonborn sized rations and hand it to him, saying, "Share these with those around you. I don't have much, but this is what I can spare at the moment."
There's a solemn nod, a solemn thank you, and may our prince bless you.
She nods her head.
Right.
I hope he does.
Okay. Do you share this
Yeah.
theory? Oh, okay. I
Okay.
want to hear you bring this up.
Okay. When she goes back to the party, telling them of the of what the guy told her, the description.
Mm-hmm.
At the very end, she mentions, "I have two ideas. One more than the other, kind of neck and neck. Though he could say the other's more of experience. The second, strong hunch."
I'm trying to think of Illyria.
Sorry, what?
Huh?
Julie?
We do also
There.
have a missing mentor, presumably, of somebody we know.
So is that a yes to the hunch, or for the former?
What? What are you talking about? As to them? Hunches? What are hunches? Spit it out.
The only person that fits the description that I've seen around here at all is, don't take this to any offense, but Esmeralda.
What?
How tall is Esmeralda?
She's somewhere around 180.
Why? No. That's why. That makes no sense. I mean, why would Esmeralda burn this place to the ground. I mean,
I don't.
she.
It's merely by description alone. Motive-wise, I don't know. I don't know her like you do. It is only by mere description. The other possibility is, though founded, baseless, admittedly. With that kind of a roguish build, could be our missing bardsman that had a lot of good old trickery in his wagon.
That's what I was thinking.
Isn't he more, with the stakes and the holy water? Isn't he more, blood-sucking kind of guy? I mean, unless you're suggesting here, Asuda, Irelia, that by proxy the Vistani people are culpable, that they should perish too. But
We don't know, and honestly, it doesn't make sense to me if he was like we thought he might have been in Strahd's service.
It's merely a hunch. As I said, baseless.
But if there's a description of Ezzy, which seems very far-fetched, but the description is a description. It's not like people can't, assume the form of other people,
Very true. How many times have that happened? So,
Enough for me to pick up on it.
indeed.
I don't want to talk about it.
I think I've understood how that whole thing works. But I'm rather confused. Whilst I believe you, Asuda, I have no reason to doubt the fact that this person did state that someone who looked like Esmeralda was here. And whether or not she was mind-controlled, or changed the memories or something.
Exactly. Who could say? Again, it's just by description alone.
The only thing that really bothers me is that she was literally here getting her rocks off, and then she would come back and just decide to blow everything up. Did she just have a bad night? I don't think so.
Exactly. I can't say what her motivations are. The only person who can ask that is Esmeralda herself, but she's not around to do so.
But that guy she slept with might be.
I highly doubt that he would be of any help with this.
D100 to determine whether he still survived.
Yeah.
This is body laying on the side of the hill.
Yeah, when you say that, you look around and you indeed see his body. He needed a 50 or above to live.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Does it look especially damaged? Like a jilted lover?
Oh, no, not really, no.
Okay. I think though, if all that we're doing right here is determining the person or people that did this thing, one thing's for sure is that it doesn't make sense to
We also
point
have
it towards the very the
not
lucky people.
yet asked if what happened in Velaki was in retaliation, or if, from what Argal said, it sounded like it was yet to come.
True, which is why I want to talk to Luvash, but he seems to be a little bit preoccupied with, crying.
I wanted to try to approach one of them, so...
Sure, I think your presence is more accepted here. I believe in you, and he
I really wish it wasn't me.
taps her on the shoulder and says, "You've got this, have heart." Cast guidance.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
So cute.
Uh,
Alright, Lyra, what do you do?
Valeria is going to sort of like slowly like walk over to, who does she go to first? I think we were talking about Luvish just now, right?
Yeah, he's the one that was.
Whilst Aragorn is more like active and like walking between people and
Yeah,
talking to
exactly,
them.
which is
Luvash
like,
is like kind of sitting by himself a little bit by a corpse and just staring into the air.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, Illyria is gonna first approach Argo.
Have to wait for him to, like, he's holding like a tiefling woman in his arms. So it's just
Oh
crying
yeah,
her
she just
outside.
kind of like politely waits and like, I don't know, like offers condolences.
And eventually the crying dies down and he seems to hand over the woman to the hands of her brother, who seems also a little bit banged up. Take care of her now. Everything will... Well, I'm not sure, but we will persevere. And then he turns around to you, Lady Lyria.
I know it is a difficult time right now, but there's a really important question that I wanted to ask.
If you deem
You
it
said-
important.
You said you would get revenge on the people of Valak.
Yes.
Does that mean you haven't yet?
Nixar. Spitting a lot of bile. Talking falsehood. Our prince did not do this to us. In fact, our prince is helping us right now.
I was wondering because there seems to have been an attack on Valaki already.
As soon as we got back from Valaki, when we saw the smoke in the sky and we ran as fast as we could here, there were some who immediately turned around and went back.
I
I
understand.
didn't have the heart or the energy, nor the will to ask them to stand down.
No, it's quite understandable. It's just something that we needed to know to try to understand the situation.
Well, Lady Lyria, I must apologize for the state of my hospitality, but
No, don't worry about it. I just wanted to ask that one question. I'll leave you to
I
help your people.
would leave Alaki soon. You should not be amongst us monsters. Nor should you be there to see what will happen.
I will consider it.
Thank you for your condolences. Now I have much to do.
Of course.
And he returns back to his work.
Illyria returns back to the others and kind
Oh.
of.
How did he take you telling him that it wasn't the lucky people? Seemed like he took it pretty well.
I merely asked him the question we talked about just now. It seems like some of them turned around when they saw the smoke.
Okay. So they turned around and then?
Presumably sent fire to Velaki.
So they were lucky.
Well, at least a few of them did turn around as soon as they saw the smoke, and Argyle didn't have it in him to stop.
I see. So they, without any sort of thinking, they just thought, hey, it must be the Velaki bastards, and let's give it to them, even
Yes.
though we just literally vindicated the entire town. Classic.
I don't know.
And
Apparently something is about to happen. The prince is gonna help them, yada yada.
but do they know it wasn't the Velaki people that did this?
I don't think so.
Did you not tell him?
I don't think right now was the time. I mean, I thought we just wanted to ask a question.
I don't think anything will get resolved if we enforce
I can
these.
go back and try to tell him, but I highly doubt he would listen.
Well, Aragal seemed to be a little bit more open. Not that it makes any difference, but I just merely wanted to let them know that immediate reactions and jumping to conclusions does not bring any peace. If we really wanted to save people around here, we would show them.
Can't go back.
You want to?
Well, I don't mind. I wanted to go back to you first and tell you what I learned.
Okay. I'm not sure what we get out of it, but I think that they deserve to know whether or not this was the Velaki people. Because I don't think anything will really change if the cycle of hate continues.
That is true.
They made a mistake, then at least we can go back to Lady Vakta and say this was birthed out of anger from an assumption that their people were devastated by, and they just immediately reacted to the closest possible, victim.
Yeah. Not sure how much he would appreciate me bothering him again.
It's not a matter if he doesn't appreciate it. It's a matter that he should know.
Yes. Even if he doesn't want to hear it, he should hear it.
All right, I'll go and tell him.
You walk
Hey,
up
me again.
walk up to him again, and he's like, Lady Lyria, I really want to be polite, but
I know. Well, Nyx wouldn't. Have you thought about?
of course it's coming from him.
Not only from him, but also from me. It's just that I didn't think I should act on anything without knowing the full picture. But there is no person that we can think of, Valaki, who could have done that. Especially not one of the guards.
Once again. And who was it? What kind of proof do you have? I have countless eyewitnesses who tell me a guard of Alaki did this.
Uniforms can be stolen and appearances can be changed. Especially serving your prince, you should know. I think it wouldn't make sense for him to be behind this.
But
Nothing about the situation makes any sense whatsoever. And I can't really do anything other than say this to you and hope that you will think on what I had to say and I won't bother you anymore. I do apologize.
thank
But
you.
I am trying to understand the situation because it doesn't make sense.
I am. He looks a little bit confused. Doesn't really know what to say. But eventually he gathers himself. It's a bit out of my hands at this point. Our prince agreed. Mourned with us. He wanted revenge as much as we wanted on
Was
Valaki.
it? Lyria thinks for a moment and is like, wasn't it also in his interest to get Lady Wachter to power?
It was. And she is. And will remain so. But he wished to exact some justice on the Barovian people.
People should suffer for what one individual did. But
Lady Lyria, this has been years
I know this is
of discrimination, of seclusion, of racial judgment of us Vistani.
I know. seen it. It's
This was the final drop in the goblet.
Yes. Honestly, judging the situation is not my. Not.
I appreciate that. Now, once again.
Yes. Just think about what I said, but I understand that if the prince has already set plans in motion, things are probably going to.
You cut off there at the end.
You cut off at the end, Julie.
Julie?
Huh? She's like, if the prince already set things in motion, then you're probably not in a position to do anything.
My Vistani still are left. And I must honestly say myself as well, have a hard time believing anything else than what our eyes saw.
Your eyes might have seen what they did, but I think there is, I don't know, there's something going on here. I don't know what, and it doesn't take away from the ones you lost.
No, I will never return. Nor will there ever be justice for this. Take care of yourself, Lady Lyria.
I'm trying.
Promptly turns around. Goes
Yeah.
back to his burden.
Yeah, Illyria just kind of like goes back to the others. It's like, I took it pretty well. I mean, how much went through, I don't know, and I don't think it would change much either way.
Because they have already put in motion the revenge. It makes a difference, but why it's powered?
Apparently, the prince would see the people of Barovia, of Valaki.
Of course. I mean, of course. I mean, what else is he going to do? And my concern here is, what can we do about it?
Can we do something about it?
We can take him down if we get to what we're meant to be doing. Playing around in the back and forth of...
We need to get out of Valaki and actually start finding those things, right?
I agree. Whilst it is noble of us to get involved with the political fights of the Vistani and the Valaki, nothing's going to change unless we change it.
Doesn't have to be us to change it, honestly. It's wishful thinking, but
either way, I would still like to check in on Luvash, and then I'm ready to go.
On Aragal, you mean?
No, wait, Aragal had just talked to Luvash, was the one who's like...
Yeah.
You've
You've only been talking to Argo.
Oh,
Never
okay.
talked to
Sorry,
Luvash.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, sorry, but Illyria is just kind of like, That sounds really bad, but she hears Asphodel talk and she wants to leave, but you can continue your conversation.
Oh, jeez, what's happened?
What?
So,
Are you
oh,
lagging or
so,
something? Am
so,
I skipping?
okay. So was that Illyria deliberately cutting Asphoda off?
No, that was just her being a little bit like, sort of like lost in thought and not really realizing Asphoda was saying something.
Okay. All right. Because I didn't know if that was supposed to be in character or deliberate.
Oh no, it's like she's just kind of like she seems kind of like has been this entire time somewhat like very concerned looking over to Luvash. Like she's kind of like trying to sort of gather herself and like go
Distracted.
talk. What?
Distracted.
Yeah, distracted.
Okay. No, okay. Then once Illyria finishes off her,
Mm-hmm.
whatever she said,
Mm-hmm.
that's what she'll pause and then continue.
Mm-hmm.
As I was saying, wishful thinking, however, the least we can do, because though we do need to move on, is to tell Lady Voctor that somebody outside the two groups is deliberately trying to put bad blood between the two of them. They might need to do a face-to-face to get to the bottom of it.
You may need to be more the bigger person, so to say, and just not immediately react to whatever's happening. We don't know exactly what's happening now.
Yes.
It could be more devastation.
Diplomatic. Trying to get to the bottom of it before going at each other's throats. Though, given the state of here, and she gestures to all the corpses,
Mhm.
I don't think they have the resources to lift a finger. They might want to, but they can't. Not right now, at least. Might as well take advantage of it to get to the bottom of it.
To what end as for that?
That's for them to decide. We have our own objective. As you said, we don't want to stay here. Least we can do is just let her know and then be on our way. Isn't that what you want? Be on our way?
I want to get you out of the mist. Whether or not you choose to care for the people of Barovia whilst you're in the mist is, well, that's down to you. I have been here, well, short of that small stint outside the mist. I have been here most of my life, and the bickering and arguing and the bloodshed and the warring, that is what it's like here in Barovia.
Nix, what's the point of me leaving this place if where a good friend as you reside is miserable? My brother will be fine where he is. Besides, I don't want to leave a shitty place like this. Shitty, but I know I have the power to make it a little bit better. Understand?
It's very noble of you. Not many people would think that.
Of course, everybody would want to leave miserable places as miserable places are. But, well, I don't think it'll be right in my conscience to leave you stuck miserable.
Thank you. Thank you, really. I
Of
didn't expect
course.
you all to be so concerned with what's going on here. It's my mistake to have you trapped here, but the fact that you are making the best out of it is, well, you're stronger than I am. So thank you.
Of course.
Right.
Now then,
I'm
do we
sorry.
have anything? Oh, it's okay. Anything else to do here before we take our leave?
I think I really want to talk to Luvash for a quick second to also explain to him what we've discovered. And whether or not he feels remorse for immediately reacting is what I'm truly concerned about. If not, then there's literally no changing their minds. He's perfectly happy to be in this perpetual cycle of violence. Olivia?
All right. Illyria, you approach Luvash.
Yeah, she's gonna like slowly approach. She's like sitting, right?
Yeah, he's sitting on his butt. Yes.
Where
Sitting on his
else
butt.
to visit?
On his
With-
face.
With his, well, you can basically like lie on your hip as well, but I guess with his feet slightly bent and his arms resting on the top of his knees. A bit hunched over. It's a little bit weird to see that tall, proud, burly, jovial man look so small.
Illyria's gonna like slowly approach and kind of like walk up next to him and it's like, do you mind if I sit here? How are you holding up?
He just gives this very slow glance your way. Not too much of a reaction as he sees you, more just fact that you're there. And then as an afterthought he realizes perhaps he should, give you some kind of confirmation that he knows that you're there and saying hello. So it's a slow nod and a grunt. Comes quite late.
Illyria kind of like sits sort of like sits down next to him, kind of like looks over to him as like I'm sorry for everything that has happened.
My little girl, Illyria.
I know it won't help or bring them back. I just wanted to make sure that
My beautiful little girl. Is gone. Taken from me. Forever. He seems a little bit out of it.
oh yeah, she just kind of like sort of like sits for a little and just kind of like listens. She doesn't like really even like try to give a big like like talk or speech or something, and just sort of like uh, she's more or less more concerned with is he alive? Sort of like just
As you
trying
sit
not
there
to
and look at
be
him,
respectful.
he does seem to be in a bit of a state of shock.
Uh,
Falls silent. Sounds like he has tears in his throat, but there's no tears coming down from his eyes. Presumably there's nothing left to give.
Lyria just kind of looks over to him again, like, I'm sorry for everything that's happened. It's like, I'm trying to think what you say in this situation, but like,
It's pretty hard, pretty extreme. What do you say to grieving father?
Illyria's just going to like, nothing will bring her back, but you know that the one who did it was brought to justice, and I know you'll be stronger. I'll take my leave now. Sorry for bothering you.
Doesn't give you any farewell. Doesn't change his demeanor, just staring into nothingness. Return to Asfada, Calvin and Nyx, and they also seem to have just finished their conversation.
Yeah, Lyria's just like, I think I'm ready to go. I just wanted to, I don't know, I guess, check on him.
How was his reaction when you told him that, this devastation here wasn't done by the lucky people?
Nyx, the man barely responds. He's grieving and he's in shock. Nothing I would say would go through to him anyway.
As you prefer. So, Asfada?
Yeah. As Lyria says, like, those words, that's what I can just kind of looks at, Luvash from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
And, kind of says, wonder if that is the case. Or if that's what is easier to say.
Well, you seem to, like, be the type to try to give a grieving man a speech about having the moral high ground, so knock yourself out. And Illyria's just gonna move on and sort of like wait at the edge of the camp.
As Illyria retreats, Aspera just gives a chuckle. About time she said something.
Spicy. think
Somebody.
she wants to talk to you, but part of me also thinks that she just wants to slap you. I'm not entirely sure why, or if she knows why, but you seem to have something to work out. But here and now.
Truthfully, I don't have anything. Hold on. Truthfully, I have nothing against her. I don't feel anything towards her, besides another comrade. If she feels that way, then so be it. I'd rather her be upfront about it. If she wants to act like that, and the only way to do so is just poke a jab at her, that's all it takes. And that's her own problem. It doesn't matter to me. Again, her own problem. If she wants to confront it, so be it. It's not mine to interject.
I'm sorry, Asura, but I think I will disagree with you here. It's your problem. It's not something you can ignore.
I never said I would ignore it. I'm simply saying I want her to make the first move on this. Instead of just letting things come to her and giving up before she tries.
I mean, this is kind of all about you guys. I'll just stand over here. Kevin, shall we try and...
Oh, I agree. I am out of this. Women folk, when they get angry, you stay out of it.
Right? Otherwise, another thing like this will happen. He gestures to the entire camp.
Yep. One time, my aunt and my third cousin mom got into it, and it was bloody affair. I learned from an early age. Step out of the way.
Like, we're gonna carefully remove ourselves from this situation.
Back away slowly, and they might not see you.
Eyes, and the other one can conjure fire, and we're not having any of it.
Yeah.
A song of ice and fire.
Oh. Whoa. Anyway, you ready to do?
Yeah.
Alright.
As you know, they make their way. They just starting to follow after Illyria. That's what it'll say to the both of them. She wants to punch me. She can. I wouldn't mind.
You know that?
I don't know. But if she wants to throw the punch, I'm waiting for it.
All right. You seem very calm with this whole possibility. Is it because you are literally made of scales and Illyria's punch will literally not damage you at all?
No, actually the opposite. Reason why I'm so calm about this is because who else will be?
It's a little scary, if I'm honest, as with that. That you're so calm.
That's so.
I mean, maybe it's just me. But, you know, someone calls me out, hey, I'm gonna punch you. It's more like, okay, it's going to hurt. But for you, it's like, hey, punch me. I care not. And I little concerned about your welfare. Are you doing okay?
I'm doing fine. Thank you, Nix. My only concern is Illyria's welfare for herself.
Once again, I have to agree with Nix. Sometimes you are like a rock.
Some people need rocks in their lives.
Sure, but are you sure that you are truly alive? Are you an undead in disguise?
I bonk like Calvin on the head.
Ah!
It's like, this is Sir Asphodel, Kelvin.
Maybe this was an elaborate plan all along to get us close to us.
Can we officially designate Asphodel as our pet rock?
Oh, Aswada will, laugh at Kelvin. That's a good one. I'm not undead, no. But that's a good one.
Will you subject yourself to experiments?
Oh,
Why? Are you
I've never
going to do
seen
that
you in
to
the
me?
sun. This is very suspicious.
there is no sun.
Exactly!
How can there be sun if the sky is always cloudy and foggy and misty?
It proves my point.
That proves no point.
And you kind of bicker a little bit about this back and forth as you leave the camp behind. You head back towards Valaki. Have a bit more. I mean, there's still tenseness from Illyria, but it feels like the air has been a little bit relieved. Well, you're not diving into the subject currently. There's also, the fact that a lot of tieflings Vistani just died, and kind of want to keep yourself pretty somber in the moment in respect to that. But as you come back to Malaki with the gates in sight, they stand open, one of the doors. And Ernst see you return, rushes over to you, seems quite
Here we go.
impatient.
Brace
What?
yourselves, guys.
What?
I'm ready.
For what? What?
Here we go.
What is happening? And he says, right, very good to see you returned. Lady Wachter want to hear all about it, but you did to someone else as well. Lady Petrovna has escaped.
Of course. Of course.
And how is this our problem?
Lady Wachter wanted your opinion.
Our opinion about an escaped convict?
There are some strange circumstances around it.
When did she escape?
Literally half an hour ago.
Right?
Please.
We can
Just-
listen to it, but
Yeah, let's walk and talk. You tell me what happened at the camp, and I show you the way, and then you do whatever you please. I need to return with the information. Does the Vistani want to attack us?
It is more like you're all being set up by a third party to kill each other.
What third party? What are you talking about?
apparently the Vistani camp has been attacked by a Valaki guard. One man on his own. Well, we can't be for sure it is a man. One person slaughtered half the Vistani camp.
We know nothing. I don't know. I mean, I might not be privy to every, secret, but what?
Calm down. It's not a bad person from the Lucky.
We know it's not any one of you. Your guards aren't capable of it.
Unless you are aware of
Thank
one of
you.
unless you're aware of one of the guards who is what was it? A crossbow, a rapier, and magic all at the same time?
Yes.
That person would certainly stand out in a town that was previously run by someone who had no desire to have anyone of that manner be within your walls.
No,
So unless you can say that you have a secret magic training facility underneath the soil of Valaki, it was not you. And he like
Doesn't sound like
looks
us, no.
he looks towards it like hoping, expecting that he doesn't say yes. Actually, we do.
And then,
Valeria is also like, I mean,
yeah, Carl, you know.
Yeah, fucking Carl.
Carl, you know, it's a 2-meter giant that is a monstrosity and every just out of the back.
like Jimmy, he can throw fireballs like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird earth hands. No, he looks very confused. And then he says, well, there has been something strange going on. Lady Lydia Protovna made a guard follow her very whim, but he don't remember anything about it, and she made the whole eastern gate just open the doors for her and let her out. That is...
Illyria kind of like looks towards Asphoda, looks towards Nyx, and like sort of like has this look of like you know, just like immediate sort of like something that she has been thinking has been confirmed.
That is what we need your expertise in. And as you walk down the streets, you've been walking and talking all this time, I feel like you pass this area with the burnt buildings and the sobbing Barovians. Kind of weird juxtaposition from, you know, what you just came back from. We're going to end tonight's episode right there. Yay! Look at us. Woo! We did a thing.
We did the thing.
We did